Using maladaptive daydreaming to your advantage will grant you insane abilities, from bringing your daydreaming to real life to even making money from it. As most maladaptive daydreamers believe that maladaptive daydreaming is a curse and has no pros, you are extremely fortunate to be watching this video if you are a maladaptive daydreamer. While most people are unable to benefit from daydreaming, you can take advantage of it if you use it wisely, and I will tell you everything about how to take advantage of maladaptive daydreaming as much as possible. I will go into great detail and teach you everything you need to know to profit from maladaptive daydreaming. There's no magic way to make money from just daydreaming. You should actually put in an effort in order to make money, and you can utilize maladaptive daydream to make it much easier. The quickest route is to take a part-time job that doesn't require much thought, such as factory work, cashiering, or dishwashing, and you can work while daydreaming and make money. The best way is to make your own YouTube channel and upload videos using ideas from your daydreaming world. In order to do this, daydream something related to YouTube, such as getting 1 billion subscribers on YouTube in your daydreaming world first. You will come up with some creative video ideas as you continue daydreaming. The idea is the most important in order to succeed on YouTube. Write down every idea that you came up with in your daydreaming world. Choose the most interesting one and make it into a video. As you daydream some more, you will also come up with some ideas for titles, thumbnails, and scripting. I also had a lot of inspiration for the video you're currently watching while I was daydreaming. So write down everything in your daydream, such as characters and storylines. Although you might cringe to write these, they will be a great resource in the future. Upload YouTube Shorts rather than long-form content if you want to get results on the platform quickly and easily, especially if you have no prior experience with it. You can also write a fiction book and publish it that contains everything from your daydream world. But since there are already a ton of fiction books published worldwide, it might be difficult to sell yours. Your fiction book must therefore be unique among other fiction books published worldwide. So how do you make your fiction book stand out? Your fiction book's content is undoubtedly important, but the title is just as significant. Give your fiction book a title that appeals to readers while keeping it straightforward. For instance, if you write a fiction book about becoming extremely famous worldwide, the title of your work should be something like How I Became the Most Famous in the World, or I Became the Most Famous in the World. As you may know, realizing that you are dreaming within a dream leads to an unbelievable experience because lucid dreams feel so real, and you can literally do everything, like fly in the sky. You will have an exceptional, super crazy experience if you combine lucid dreaming with maladaptive daydreaming. So how do you do that? Since you're a maladaptive daydreamer, I'm sure you have at least one universe in mind when daydreaming, such as getting super famous or getting rich. So choose one of the universes that you want to make real. Also, if your daydreaming has no visuals and is limited to text, draw or use an AI image generation tool to create the appearances of your characters in your daydreaming world. And in lucid dreaming, first visualize your avatar in your daydreaming world and think that you're that avatar. Imagine there's a mirror behind you and turn around and check if you have the same appearance as your avatar in your daydreaming world, and start visualizing the people around you, such as friends or family. Imagine they're behind you and then turn around and they'll be right there. Now, start memorizing the settings in your daydreaming world. I mean, if you are a super famous celebrity in your daydreaming world, you should think you're the most famous person in the world in lucid dream. And if your daydreaming world has rules, such as whether there's a magical power like flying or teleporting, believe that rules also apply to your lucid dreaming world, and they will. Even though maladaptive daydreaming can give you crazy abilities, you might be struggling because of the cons of maladaptive daydreaming. If you stick with the video through to the very end, though, you'll learn how to eliminate the cons of maladaptive daydreaming. Simple techniques for maladaptive daydreaming allow your mind to quickly run away from unpleasant situations. For instance, as you may be able to understand, you can simply go into your daydreaming world if something unfortunate were to happen to you. But after doing it frequently, there's a chance you won't be able to daydream any longer. Simply meditate for 5 to 10 minutes in this scenario, and try again with a different kind of music than you have been using previously. Thus, compile as much of your daydreaming music selection in advance as you can. And here's a tip that very few daydreamers employ. You can find a ton of music by simply searching for maladaptive daydreaming music on YouTube. Additionally, you can induce a state of daydream in that circumstance by staring at random photos or random videos and connecting them to your daydreaming world. If you're the richest person in your daydreaming world and you see a picture of a ship on the image sharing website, for instance, you can daydream yourself purchasing 100 ships and setting sail for the largest sail ever. This is the most crazy superpower of maladaptive daydreaming, which is the ability to do tasks that don't require any thoughts for the whole day. But very few maladaptive daydreamers are able to capitalize on this insane superpower. How do you then make the most of it? Begin by playing music from a collection of daydreaming music, and then begin your workout or run. I recommend doing it in the morning for around 1 hour to 2 hours, and it will benefit your mind. It is still unbelievable that you can take dopamine while doing healthy things, such as running or exercise. If you make it a habit and do it every day, not only do you have a special ability, but you're also doing things that almost no one does. I mean, just think about it. No one likes to exercise or run every morning for even an hour. Additionally, if your work is something that doesn't require any thoughts, let your mind be in your daydreaming world while doing the task. If possible, listen to a music track track that suits the situation in your current daydreaming world. Also, take a break from daydreaming for 10 minutes every hour and change the music track every time you come back to work. The important thing here is that instead of thinking you're unlucky because you spend a lot of time doing useless daydreaming, just do productive things that don't require any thoughts to make your maladaptive daydreaming productive, and you'll realize you're much above people who don't have maladaptive daydreaming. Also, if you use daydreaming as a reward instead of getting addicted to it, it's so powerful. So finish the daily tasks that you should do, then daydream. In your daydreaming world, you can come up with crazy ideas or solutions for your actual life. For instance, if you're a writer, you can come up with scenarios very easily. And if you're a creator, you can come up with a video idea, a video structure idea, or even thumbnail idea. This ability is incredibly helpful, particularly when faced with creative situations. Daydreaming actually helps me come up with a lot of creative ideas for videos, scripts, titles, thumbnails, and edit. There's a chance that your daydreaming world is not creative and not helpful to your real life. In this instance, you should deliberately create a very similar but superior daydream world to your actual one. For example, if you work as a teacher in real life and you're the richest person in your daydreaming world, which means you are not experiencing a superior life as a teacher in your daydreaming world, you should create a new universe where you're the best teacher in the world. In that universe, you'll eventually come up with some scenarios that help you teach your students in real life as you create many scenarios. I have also had a daydream that I'm the greatest teacher in the world, and I've actually come up with some ideas to teach students, such as making the currency of coins, making students explain to each other every class, and giving students coins based on how they explain to other students. There are a lot more ideas I've come up with in the daydreaming world. Here's how these concepts came to me. My goal was to become the world's best teacher. I should have taught students in a way that is unmatched by anyone else in the world in order to accomplish that. And I was aware that the best way to learn something was to explain. Using that understanding, I therefore devised the concept of allowing students to instruct each other and judge how well each other instructed them in every class. If I were a teacher, I would have applied this idea to my class. Maladaptive daydreaming can also help you improve your social skills or prepare for something like giving a speech in front of an audience. For instance, to get better at talking, try daydreaming about talking to people. I know you're already getting dopamine from daydreaming, but have you ever used daydreaming as a motivation booster? I mean, you can get not only dopamine, but also a crazy amount of motivation from maladaptive daydreaming. For example, I daydream about being a famous YouTuber and get a lot of motivation from there. Not only motivation, but I also get a lot of ideas related to this channel. Create a universe that is relevant to your real life, because it is nearly impossible to become motivated to complete tasks you should be doing right now if your daydreaming is unrelated to them. For example, if you're a developer in real life, but you daydream about being the richest person in your daydream, you should daydream about being the most smart, creative developer in the world. And eventually you will come up with some genius ideas for your real life. In order to eliminate the cons of maladaptive daydreaming, you must first understand the difference between maladaptive daydreaming and something called immersive daydreaming. If your significant level of daydreaming has no negative effects on your real life, it's referred to as immersive daydreaming. If not, it's referred to as maladaptive daydreaming. And because you're a maladaptive daydreamer, it is much easier to get the ability to do immersive daydreaming by turning maladaptive daydreaming into immersive, while others can't get the ability to do immersive daydreaming easily. That's why you're a lucky person. Turning maladaptive daydreaming into immersive daydreaming means eliminating the cons of maladaptive daydreaming and taking advantage of maladaptive daydreaming. And whatever you want to get rid of maladaptive daydreaming or turn it into immersive daydreaming, you're lucky because I have a customized special plan for just you. Click on this video and I guarantee you that you will get rid of maladaptive daydreaming or turn to immersive daydreaming by just following the 7-day plan.